Let's get to Ilhan Omar now.
To leave the refugee camp in Kenya. Also, you learned how to scrap. Is that where you learned how to scrap?
No, I mean, I've got 6 older siblings. We've got 3 brothers, so.
And you've never lost one fight? You could beat up anyone in Congress?
I don't want my brothers being upset about this, but
you
yeah,
beat they butts? I don't know why I said it that way. You beat your brother's butts? To a little girl?
We'll leave that to the imagination.
You were little, though.
I was, but...
Did you do it in front of girls their age?
No.
Thank God.
No.
They would have never lived that down.
Yeah, but I rarely fought girls. I mostly fought boys.
She's such a gangster.
I'm sorry.
So
Stay away from her, Adam. It's fucked up. Stay away from her.
Los Angeles, California at the Regent Theater. We sold out the first show. They've added a second. Enough of that. My guest this week is ILHAN Omar, representative from Minnesota in the House of Representatives. Since her election to the House in 2019, Omar has become one of the most well-known, oftentimes maligned politicians in America today. I really enjoyed getting to know her backstory. I knew some of it, but it's really unlike any other member of Congress. At 8 years old, civil war broke out in Somalia, and she escaped to Kenya, to a refugee camp. And at 12, she moved to Virginia with her family before eventually settling in Minneapolis. Since her election to Congress, she's also...
Keep this jester away from Her Majesty is right.
Been subject to constant harassment and even death threats. There have been Republican candidates for office who have called for her execution. Multiple people have been imprisoned for plotting her assassination. President Trump has targeted her repeatedly throughout her entire time in Congress. He's advocated for her expulsion from the country, among just other derogatory whatever. Funnily enough, we had this scheduled twice before on the calendar, and those 2 times were the days that New York City had blizzards this year.
It's Islamophobic.
It's the Jewish God is mad at me. Hashem is mad at me. The first 2 times, she had extensive security detail that was provided by Congress. She was the only member of Congress that had it, and they needed access to do full security sweeps of the studio. And on Friday, when I asked her team if they needed access this weekend, they said that Speaker Johnson has revoked that security. I had a bunch of questions prepared for the Congresswoman about what it's like for a person to endure all that. But what I could tell immediately is that she's genuinely just unafraid and unfazed, or at least she seems like she is. I don't think many people could do that. I think it takes a really special person to do that. So here's my interview. We do a funny bit up top, if you're still watching. She said it was better than Hassan, just for the record. Ladies and gentlemen, Congresswoman.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why would you lie like that? Why would you lie like that? This is fucked up, bro. This is fucked up. This is the worst. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. My #1 op, I swear to God. Unbelievable. She never said that. She told me. She said, yuck, I'm going on the Adam Friedland show later. Yuck. That's what she said. Don't say Mog, chat. Shut up.
ILHAN Omar. This is our 3rd attempt at this.
It is.
It is.
How are you?
Do you think
Stay away from her.
Cursed? Do you think we're cursed?
Stop.
No,
Stop trying to say we. Oh, we're cursed. Haha. I stop.
Always weather issues.
No, we've had 2 blizzards.
From Minnesota, so it's just...
In New York City, we've had 2 blizzards, and those were both on the day that you were supposed to come.
Yeah, well, welcome to our situation in Minnesota.
Yeah, do you like it there? It seems plenty cold, no?
Yeah, but as Prince said, it keeps the bad people away.
One thing that kind of is a little bit upsetting to me is that enemy of the show, Mr. Hassan Peker, got you. He snuck in there, and he gave you a tea that everyone, it's become a meme. Hassan got some store-bought bottled tea that was warm.
He doesn't understand the significance. He doesn't. This is why he won't get it. The bond that we have.
And everyone's like, wow, he's such a great guy. So
it's one of my favorites, though.
Fine.
Yeah. Fuck you, Adam. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah.
Fine, but what I've done one better.
Okay.
I've gotten
It's a big challenge.
I've got authentic Somali tea. We're gonna
Yes.
do a cooking segment, late night talk show style. Can we get the boys out here? And we're gonna do a segment called Somali tea.
Okay.
Where
We're actually gonna make Somali tea.
we're gonna make Somali tea. You're gonna
Okay.
teach me how, but I'm also gonna spill some Somali tea.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I don't know if you've.
I don't know if Trump will approve of this, but
What do you mean? Well, I heard Donald Trump's been getting fat. That's like that kind of thing. We're spilling tea. Hurry up, guys. She's not sure about the show yet. We got to really win her over with this Somali tea.
did
She's
you
not
hear
into
from
it.
Trump?
No, we're not.
She's not into it. She's not into it. Oh, this is 100% Hasanabi W, Hasanabi victory. You got mogged, I fear. What are you talking about? Come on.
Yeah, you can't believe. Okay, I'm just saying.
We're not
you
going to
can't.
do racism.
I'm just saying your tea can't come.
No, listen, sis. We're spilling the tea, and it's going to be piping hot.
These things need to be grind. Would you have a?
No. Here are the leaves. These are
Okay,
special.
but the cardamom needs to be broken. And the
Oh my
cloves.
God! I look like an idiot,
And
guys.
the,
What do I turn this on? Extra hot? Do we have water?
we need water.
Oh, behind me.
His voice is breaking.
So yeah, from a
Is
very.
this on?
Can we have
look how
water?
expensive this looks, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, this is just. I feel like a Jimmy Fallon, huh? Well, maybe I can serve a little piping hot tea because I was on SomaliSpot.com.
Okay.
And I heard that the truth about that Ashraf guy on TikTok is that he's rich because he and his brother work for / own an NGO in Somalia.
Oh.
But you didn't hear that from me.
Okay.
Do you get it? It's like tea.
Yeah, I
Like,
got it.
okay.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh God. Oh, this is unbelievable. Don't laugh. Adam gets really nervous around POC and woman. Yeah. Walk. Woman of color.
I don't know. A little birdie.
I'm struggling trying to keep some
I'm
of these
sorry.
things open. It's
I
fine.
should be-
We're good to go.
You hate to see your boy fumble? No, I love to see my boy fumble.
so what?
This is why Adam's a comedian and you aren't. He's hilarious. He's
dash
trying
of-
here. Okay, don't let this fool you. Oh, this is a comedy bit. He's actually sincerely trying.
Clove?
Yeah. I've
Looks
got
like you
some
put about.
cinnamon, cardamom. It needs to be broken up, but okay.
Okay, just anyone.
I'm hate watching.
A little
watching.
birdie told me that the president of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullah, has announced a sweeping cabinet reshuffle involving new appointments, dismissals, and transfers across key ministries. But you didn't hear that from me, sis.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
We were putting you to work. You're the guest. This is going to be delicious, I'm sure. I don't know if you heard this, but Ethiopia and Eritrea have been saying that they have more beautiful lighthouses than us.
Well, we have the longest coast in Somalia, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I heard Eritrea said she had breathing issues, but really, it was a nose job. Oh my God, we're being so bad right now. So that's our bit, Somali tea. We're gonna. This is by far the stupidest thing we've ever done on the show. Can someone take the hot plate and then pour us the tea?
Yeah. If
no.
you lift that, I can lift this.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Ow! No, this is terrible. This is very dangerous.
There, you can leave it there. I'll move the whole table. You grab that. There we go.
Wow.
I'll leave this there.
Guys, our first cooking segment has been an absolute winner. Listen, don't put in a solo cup.
I'm gonna be seeing Adam later tonight, and let me tell you, okay, I'm taking notes.
It's gonna melt it.
That's what Caleb told me.
No, we have these.
Yeah.
I'll just say, do we have mugs? It's very.
I've really enjoyed learning about you for this episode. And I think that you're obviously, do you feel like you're one of the most well-known members of Congress? I mean,
Sure.
would it be fair to say that you're used as a political cudgel? And
Yeah, I might be a little bit of a boogeyman
Yeah.
for the mad guy, yeah.
yeah. And it started pretty much immediately, if I remember correctly.
Yes, right after I won my primary race for the state house, so nobody should have actually known who I was. But
well, how did Maroon 5 find out who you were? I don't know if any of you know this, but in the Girls Like You video, you are along with Ellen DeGeneres, Gal Gadot,
J-Lo,
if I could be
Cardi
a fly
B.
on that. Cardi B?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when did you come to national prominence or something? Like that was obviously before you were in Congress.
What the fuck?
When I won my state house race,
Okay, I don't care about this Bill Jensen guy, bro.
they said I was the first Somali legislator to be elected in the United States.
Really?
And I think people didn't distinguish the fact that I was a state legislator and not a member of Congress.
Really?
And so everybody was congratulating me. I was getting phone calls from world leaders
I'm becoming
around
the president
the world.
of the United States. Yeah.
And people were going to the Capitol trying to find my office. And
So
then,
everyone is very stupid.
well,
Was it just a very generous headline? Did they not?
yeah, I think that people don't, most people don't know that state legislators and, because you're called a representative when you're a state legislator.
Right.
And when you're in the House, you're also called a representative. So people, I think, just kind of confuse the two.
And you beat a lady who wanted to lower the voting age to 12? Is that correct?
Well, she was there for 44 years, so.
Yeah. But she said that 13-year-olds should vote?
She had some interesting ideas.
I think that's cool. I think kids rule. I think the maximum voting age should be 18.
I have a pretty smart 13-year-old, and I'm not sure she's ready to vote yet.
I think she is. I think the kids rock and teachers suck and there's too much homework. 13, that was my bar mitzvah.
They don't give as much homework as they used to when I was in high school now.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I know.
That rocks.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
oh no, it's sad. For a parent, I'm like, I want the same torture I went through for my kids to go through.
Did you have them at home for COVID?
I did have them home for COVID, four kids.
You were in the government and you had 4 kids at the crib?
Yeah, it was wild.
Were you losing your mind?
It was actually more entertaining because I remember one time I was cooking lunch and my youngest daughter, who was in elementary at the time, I think she was in 3rd grade, was doing PE through the computer and
PE.
Yeah, and so I just she was on her laptop at the dining room table, and I turned around and she was doing jumping jacks, and it was a very weird thing to see her do, and then to hear everyone else doing it through the noise that was coming from the computer.
That must stink though, that you can't see your friends.
That was painful. Yeah. But it was a good bonding time for, I think, the 4 of them.
Do you think we afford kids enough sympathy for that? I think we only talk about their gender surgeries, but I don't think we talk about the fact that they went through a tough time growing up, no?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of social interaction that was missed for a lot of the kids that went through COVID.
But they're weird, no? They're
a little
probably
bit.
Weird. You lost your mom young.
I did.
So you were 2?
2-ish, yeah.
So I guess how did you had to teach yourself how to be a mother?
I did, yeah. I mean, and I think, I was actually just talking to my youngest daughter about this. I was raised by my dad.
Does it hurt to watch ILHAN laugh at another content creator's jokes? My number 1 op, Adam, yes, it does.
Grandpa, and they were both strict, but they liked to talk to us as if we were adults.
Uh-huh.
And so we, were free to have opinions and debate with them, and it wasn't they didn't consider it disrespectful.
Yeah.
And, we had a lot of autonomy as kids, and so that's kind of how I raise my kids. It's they know what not to do, but they're also very independent and.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. Great timing. What's the l'chaim in Somalia? What's the cheers?
Oh, we don't do cheers, but.
Oh, because it's haram.
Yeah.
Well, l'chaim.
It didn't make it into our vocabulary.
L'chaim, yeah. I burned my tongue. So
Maybe salute.
Salute.
Yes, we were colonized by the Italians, so there's a lot of Italian influence.
Yeah, one thing when you were talking about your father, that kind of, I mean, my parents moved to America as well, and I like had to kind of communicate American culture. I know you moved
So
here
I
as
had
a
Jeff
child,
Goldblum.
but like
He would not take offense to that. He would actually probably like that quite a bit.
beyond being a single dad, he also was raising his kids in this alien culture.
Yeah.
And there's like a really cute part of your book where you talk about like where you want to wear like cute clothes in high school.
Yeah.
And he was like fine with that, but he's like, but no kissing.
Yeah.
If you kiss, I'm out. I'm out on that. Yeah,
he was out on a lot of things.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I remember in 6th grade, my parents got me regular underpants, and then 6th grade you have to start changing for gym class.
Yeah.
And so I asked my parents if I can get boxers, and my dad was like, why would a boy care about his underpants? I was like, I don't know. People are calling me gay. I'm not gay.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you have body dysmorphia? I'm like, what does that mean? And so I had boxers for pajamas, and I used to just...
they do go from 0 to 100.
Immigrant parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense to them.
Yeah.
It's really...
I do still have a little bit of that, even though like I've been here for over 30 years. I still do have like the little...
Shannon said 2 African-American immigrants. It's true. Literally. Technically not wrong.
bit of the immigrant parent. My kids are like, okay, relax. Like, we were joking.
But you had to learn American.
Yes.
We're hopping around a lot because I want to get into your story before that. But what were the things that you could kind of educate? Was it the show Baywatch?
I mean, I could watch anything because
I love TV.
My dad didn't have any context to like what was on TV, what was appropriate or not appropriate. And he also had to work a lot, so he wasn't really home.
Yeah.
And so I watched like Family Matters and
Urkel.
Baywatch. Yeah.
You were raised on Urkel taught you?
I was raised on everything that would come on TV after I got off school. So just the TV was just on all the time. And like, but I didn't speak English. And I was struggling.
Is this your favorite member of Congress? I can't choose between her and Rashida. I love them both equally. I actually love a lot of Congress people. Summer Lee too, also incredible. I mean, these are the goats.
It's when I came at the age of 12 that I knew.
Did I do that?
No.
Steve Urkel.
No, I would learn that.
I know your first words.
It was hello and shut up.
Hello, shut up.
And that's not fun. When that's the only words you know in 6th grade. So
that's so cute.
Yeah, maybe.
But your teacher wrote something in your yearbook that I thought was adorable. I don't want to misquote it, but it said like, ILHAN, like age 11, hello, shut up, age 12. Hello, my name is ILHAN, nice to meet you. Yeah. It's like, it makes me want to cry. It's so cute.
It went, Mr. Miller. It was that was very cute.
So when did you first feel American, you know?
I don't know if there's a moment. I believe when I could communicate and like navigate life and feel like just like one of the other kids. Maybe when I felt like I was American, and then maybe that was like 13, 14.
That's fast.
Yes.
Because you came here at 11, no?
12.
12. So in 2 years, you learned English and...
I was pretty fluent within like 3 to 6 months.
And you learned Baywatch, you learned...
I would watch the TV with the captions on, and then TV. My sister and I would just have the dialogue that they were having on TV.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, like, it helped, I guess, not to develop a strong accent as well. But yeah, like I think much of my English before, I got into my formal education was like context-based.
Yeah. All my non-American like family learned it from friends.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, Adam, you're such a chandelier. You're so sarcastic. And I'm like, yeah, it's true, I am. I'm definitely not a Ross. I wish I was a Joey a little bit sometimes.
Nobody wants to be a Ross.
Ross? Ugh, what a schmuck.
Yeah, no. I also don't know if I could handle a Joey.
Joey? Why, he's so stupid.
Yeah.
Joey's like, you feel like,
Is this how you learn English? Yes.
Yeah, it would be too painful to hang out.
I literally learned English watching American television. That's why I don't have an accent.
was fun while it
bit,
lasted,
yeah.
Joey, but you're no thinker.
Yeah.
I need someone more
I think
intellectual.
we could talk for an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a conversationalist, so I'd like people who could hold a
And Joey would be
conversation.
like, I thought you were a sommelier. Yeah. You're like, Somalian. What's wrong with you, Joey? How do you even have a license to drive? You shouldn't be allowed to vote. You're spoken about so much, but I don't think people understand how much of a journey your life has been. And potentially how it's made you the person you are today.
Glaze.
Which is a person that's like, fuck you, I'm not going anywhere. You know?
Yeah.
We're born in Mogadishu. How old were you when the Civil War broke out?
8.
8. What were your memories of Somalia before that?
Well, this is the thing that people usually get upset about because they're like, oh, she just glorifies her childhood. And like, my childhood was pretty normal. It was...
Like not being in a war, that sounds pretty nice. The parts where that weren't in a war.
Wasn't, part of my life. I grew up in a very loud, loving home. My mother, it's fascinating story culturally. In Somalia, the tradition is that if you get married, you have 2 options. Either you have your own home with, your wife and your kids, or if you don't have enough resources, the husband moves his wife in with his family. And
the in-laws.
Yes.
It's got to be annoying.
Well,
or beautiful.
It depends on who the in-laws are. And my mother was the firstborn of her family. And she wanted to help her dad economically. She wanted to help make sure her siblings were raised well. And
she was an ethnic minority too?
She's of Yemeni heritage, and so she was very adamant that any suitor had to agree to move in with her family, which was a cultural no-no. And so my dad, when supposedly there was this coffee shop that he would frequent after work, and she would come by that coffee shop to go home. And he said it was love at first sight. He wanted to know who this woman was, and started to show. He figured out where she worked and started to show up at her job, and kept asking to talk to her, and she wasn't interested. But eventually said yes, and
he wore her down.
He wore her down, and then she made her demand that if they were to get married, he had to move in, and that was, I suppose, a hard choice for my father. But he was in love. With her mother and father and her siblings, I know. And he said yes, and I think, as it would be, it was probably one of the best choices he made. And so he moved in, and we were born in my grandfather's house. My grandmother died before I was born, so my mom had younger siblings that she had to help take care of as she was having kids. And so I grew up with my aunts and uncles along with my siblings, and so it was a full house.
And you were the youngest too.
I'm the youngest of 7, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Being a member of Congress and understanding what it's like to be a child in a war-torn environment. What was that like as an 8-year-old? I mean, what are your memories of that?
It's distorting because, like I said, I had a pretty normal childhood. My family was like middle class, upper middle class for Somalia standard in the 80s.
Yeah.
I lived with my mother before she passed, who had full-time employment, my father and my grandfather, my aunts and uncles who were all teachers. And so there's multiple salaries coming into our one household. And so we were pretty comfortable. And then, we went from one day just being a normal kid, going to school and playing. And the next day, kids around your age are walking around with rifles and there's bombs dropping.
38-year-olds?
Well, like
39-year-olds. Shit.
8-year-olds. 8, 9-year-olds.
I know. I seem like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
I look 8. but I'm 39.
Okay.
That's
When you have a
what
vote,
are you?
I mean, I know
what
that
are you doing?
You're in a new kind of military operation, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck that is. Do memories of like hearing gunfire, do they inform your kind of morality or your understanding of like what it means, what war is? Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I do think of war through the lens of someone who survived one.
Yeah.
And I understand that the lasting impacts of war.
Yeah.
It's the displacement. It's the trauma that you can't get rid of. I mean, I still have PTSD. There's certain environments that...
Did we hear these stories in your interview? No, we were talking about tactics. We were talking about the future of the party. We were talking about what we can do for America. Also, I know for a fact that if I try to conduct an interview like this, 98% of the chat would be like, why are you talking so much? Stop trying to be funny. Stop trying to be funny. Like, that's what you guys would do. Good thing he doesn't have an annoying ass chat in his ear yelling at him. Anytime I want to make a point when I have someone that I'm interviewing that goes beyond 60 seconds, everyone goes, this is no longer a question. Kill yourself. Why have you not killed yourself yet? Why don't you just kill yourself and die so that your guest can be the only person on camera who speaks? And then you guys are like, oh, why don't you do these kinds of things? Because you, chat, because of you.
That trigger it, and I think for a lot of people, especially a lot of people in the United States, unless you've been a service member and been in combat zone, like people can't fully comprehend. So they're just like, oh, there's war, and things get back to normal, and everybody's fine, and nobody accounts for the destruction that happens. Nobody accounts for the misyears of education that instability brings, the loss of jobs, the loss of infrastructure, the loss of your memories, the connection to family, to your history. I get a lot of people who are like, yeah, you should be grateful that, you have this beautiful life. I am grateful enormously that I have this beautiful life.
More so.
But it comes with a cost, and I think that a lot of people, because we are in America, a lot of people just see people who come here seeking a new life, and just are like, why aren't you just really excited? And it's like, yeah, they are excited, but they also have the human capacity to miss what was lost.
Yeah.
My great-grandmother, who also lived with us and helped raise us, I didn't see her for many years after the war. She passed away without me saying goodbye to her. And I would have loved to have been by her side when she passed away, as I was with my grandfather and father.
I think there's this notion of what a refugee is. In learning about you and researching for this, I kind of, obviously there's a xenophobic thing happening, which is like, for the first time, I'm 38 or 39. Fuck, I'm 39. It sounds so bad. I'm 40, and
I'm turning 44 this year, so I don't know why you hanged up on the 39.
We're the same age.
I'm
And you're
older,
in
5.
Congress.
It sounds like.
We're the same age, and you're in Congress.
You would have been in 8th grade when
I'm
I was
such a
graduating high
disappointment.
school, so you're okay.
Yeah, you would have bullied me probably.
No, I was very much opposed to bullying.
We would have been best
so,
friends, obviously.
Yeah,
Would've been
I would
like-
have fought your bullies for you.
No, I didn't have any because I
Okay.
was so funny.
That's
and
great.
all the bullies were laughing so much at my funny jokes. No, but
I thought that's how people become funny, is because they get bullied.
100%. 100%. Wow.
We're having a therapy session. Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna get on the couch. Well, no, I think there's it seems like this is the most xenophobic I've ever seen of the country, but also there's a notion
Even more so, yeah, than his first term.
Oh, I mean, it's not him. It's just it's people, But on the other side, I think there's a notion of refugee. Like there's those like posters like refugees are welcome here, almost as if like, that like you're lesser than kind of, even in the liberal sense, like, oh, please come, like come sit down.
It's well-meaning, though.
It's well-meaning, for sure. But it's like
Could be patronizing.
being a refugee has equipped
Were you a bully in school? Fuck
as
no.
an adult, and is
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
my resilience is because I was a refugee.
And you were supposed to come twice, and your security detail was supposed to do an extensive sweep. You had a Secret Service level security because there are multiple people that are incarcerated for plotting assassinations. Obviously, we saw at the town hall recently that but you fucking charged. You were like,
I did. I thought he.
You're like, what, bitch?
Yeah.
You charged him.
Yeah, I did the only thing I knew how to do.
What dawned on me was because she walked to Kenya as an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old,
Close enough. I didn't walk all the way to Kenya, but yes.
Well, you don't say walk to them. Make it sound worse. You got a piggyback ride? You went to, come on, just let me do let me do the Jewish thing. She walked to Kenya. And then seeing Republican candidates for office calling for your execution and seeing the president fixated on you, I think it's fair to say. Is that where your bravery comes from?
It's a very good interview.
Or am I off
He's
base?
doing a great job.
I think in the refugee story, I think, or any sort of displacement story through traumatic events, is that old adage of what doesn't break you makes you stronger. There are people who do end up being broken, right? But I think it did the opposite for me. I think it gave me a sense of I survived all of these things that could have destroyed me, could have killed me. And so what is the point of having fear? So I kind of really don't have the normal sense of fear. I mean, I have irrational fear of certain things, but I don't have...
Snakes?
I'm a little claustrophobic.
Me too.
Yeah. And I think that because we had to hide under beds, when the bombs would drop.
Good thing I still have Kaya though. I Kaya mogged him.
And, or try to hold on to the side of a wall just to make sure if it collapsed that you could crawl out. But I think those tight corners, being put in those tight corners, I think maybe helped me develop just a little bit of claustrophobia.
I feel bad for saying me too, but yeah.
But I mean, there's different things that happen, right?
I don't know.
But I think, when you are, 8 and you are crossing multiple checkpoints and people have guns pointed at you, you just develop a sense of I got through that. What else could happen?
It reminds me a lot of when my dad wouldn't get me boxer shorts when I was in 6th grade. We've both been.
How so?
We have different stories, and I've been through a lot.
Yeah, so it's very traumatic.
I didn't hit puberty until basically after 10th grade. So we've both been through a lot.
Isn't that not the normal age for
I know your
puberty?
grievance politics. No, it's not the normal age. Some in 6th grade, some of them are with beards. And we're like, how are we the same grade? 2 kids had sex in 6th grade, and I went home and cried. I don't know why I'm telling a sitting member of Congress this, but I cried. And I remember both their full names still to this day. I cried. I said, I thought we were just kids. Sex.
You saw them? Did they tell you about it?
I just heard it.
What's the context of this?
The summer after 6th grade, you could beat both their names. Just had sex.
Oh, God.
And I cried.
They're going to sue you.
I thought we were going to
They're
try
going to sue you for sharing this.
So tell us about Kenya. Did you chill with Malik Obama ever? No, I'm just... Did you ever link up with Malik Obama?
That's so stupid. Okay, that was bars.
Who he is? The brother?
Yeah.
He's like MAGA.
Yeah, no.
He's a hater.
Yeah.
He's hating from Kenya. He's just tweeting and hating.
I don't think we were even in the same region of Kenya, but...
No, so your mentor in Kenya was Malik Obama. Is he related to Barack Obama, or is that a common last name? Is it like Kim in Korea? I don't know. Your family got the visa to move to the States and to leave the refugee camp in Kenya. Also, you learned how to scrap. Is that where you learned how to scrap?
No, I mean, I've got 6 older siblings. I've got 3 brothers, so.
And you've never lost one fight? You could beat up anyone in Congress?
I don't want my brothers being upset about this, but
You
yeah,
beat they butts? I don't know why I said it that way. You beat your brother's butts? To a little girl?
We'll leave that to the imagination.
You were little, though.
I was, but
Did you do it in front of girls their age?
no.
Thank God.
No.
They would have never lived that down.
Yeah, but I rarely fought girls. I mostly fought boys.
She's such a gangster.
I'm sorry.
So,
Well, girls are scratched, and I didn't want I didn't want my face scratched.
you're a boxing MMA fan.
I am a boxing MMA fan.
Do you like my favorite boxer, Naoya Inoue? Do you like him?
He's all right.
The monster? You think he's all right? The amount of power
I don't,
at that size.
Okay, all right.
Honestly, he's your size.
I am a fan of the sport. I don't really have.
You like Bud?
I don't. Who's Bud?
Crawford.
Yes.
He's the man.
Yes, he's amazing.
awesome.
We watched his last fight.
Against Canelo?
We just watched Wilder too.
Oh, yeah. You asked your dad why America, why you chose America.
My grandpa.
Your grandfather.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah. He said America was the only country in the world where you will eventually become an American. It's interesting because he was very right about that. You know, I don't know too many places where an immigrant can absorb the identity of the new nation they arrive in.
It's true. Yeah. Hey, you say that too? Yeah, it's because it's true. I mean, look at me. I'm a living, breathing example of this reality, and so is she. I mean, she's a refugee, she's an immigrant, and now a sitting congressperson. That's pretty remarkable. That is one of the most, I mean, it's an old Reagan quote as well, but that's one of the most beautiful aspects of the United States of America, ironically enough. And yes, Canada as well. Jesus Christ, Canadians. Oh my God, America's hat. Can't even have like a moment of shine for America without Canadians being like, did you forget about us? Don't you know? Bro, every country's like that. I wouldn't say every country is like that. America is a nation of immigrants. It's a nation of immigrants. There are plenty of countries that are, open to immigrants and migration patterns in general. But the United States of America, and I guess to a certain degree Canada as well, is somewhat unique in that aspect. There's also, ironically enough, post-Trump era America is a little bit different, but like the American attitude towards first-generation immigrants, like given whichever migration pattern exists throughout American history, has always been one of resistance, but then they just become American. And in the process of becoming American, they also get annoying about the next wave of migrants coming in. That's also somewhat a part of the American process where you're like, off, these new guys are really ruining the vibes, right? It's like the Irish coming in and the Anglo-Saxon Protestants would be like, off. Why do we want these Catholic monsters in the country? And then the Irish people become a part of the American identity. And then they're like, Italians are coming in or Greeks are coming in. They're like, off. Why are these weirdos coming into the country? Why are these Polish coming into the country? They're ruining everything. And then they assimilate. That's also a part of the cycle of becoming American.
I guess because it's not an ethnicity, right?
Yeah.
Like German is an ethnicity and a nationality.
I know a lot of people use Japan as an example, which is crazy.
I mean, I guess that's the thing I always thought was awesome about America.
I mean, and the people here who would be, the inhabitants of what was to become America, were not calling themselves that. And so I think that creates the distinction where, like a country like Somalia, the people are Somali. So everyone else that's there, like they have their own ethnic backgrounds and stories, but there's a core group of people who are just Somali.
As a legislator that is, that's hijabi,
straight vodka
and
chat,
a woman, do you think that is kind of on the surface why so much negative attention is paid to you? I mean,
I would say less because I'm a woman and black, more because I'm an immigrant and visibly Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that's odd to me is like the Obama era, right? Like you seem like a person that like it would be the State of the Union or something, and you point to the balcony and be like, ILHAN Omar was a refugee in Kenya, and she came to America, and she worked her way up and became a success. You know, it used to be something that we celebrate.
Yeah, but I think that is the backlash, is because it was celebrated, right? Because like the reason, you know, earlier you asked, like, why does, you know, how does everybody know you? How do you, you know, come to national attention? It's because I was a first for a whole community that like was barely recognized as being in the country. Yeah. And, you know, here I am, less than, you know, a little over 20 years after arriving here as a kid, as a member of Congress.
You're the first African refugee?
I am the first African born.
You're the first Somalian?
Yeah.
You're the first Muslim woman?
Yeah, to wear a hijab. We came in together, yeah.
Rashida, but was it alphabetical?
Yeah, but I'm also the first Muslim not born in the U.S. to ever serve in Congress.
Oh, so Rashida doesn't have that on you?
No, she's born here.
Yeah, she's born here.
Yeah.
That's kind of soft of Rashida.
Yeah. I mean, and Keith Ellison was born here, Andre Carson was born here, and Latifah Simon was born here. So there's 4 of us that are in Congress. Yeah. But everybody seems to only remember I'm the Muslim one that exists there because I'm visibly Muslim, and I'm also an immigrant.
Do you think they're also haters because, like, I don't know, everyone's uglier?
No. People are beautiful in their own ways.
You think Lindsey Graham is beautiful in his own way?
I'm sure somebody thinks Lindsey Graham is.
You work at an ugly office. Okay, let's be real. Have you seen some of these people? Why do we let them in charge of us? You can admit
it is not a beauty contest.
Okay, listen, I'm not... Look at them. Some of the, you think Mitch McConnell got there because of pretty privilege? You think? Well, what
you think I got there because of pretty privilege?
No, I think you overcame a lot.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know where we were going with this.
I'm just saying, you got to work at an ugly place.
One of my opponents, when I first ran for office,
was busted.
Said that I was gaining traction because I was attractive.
And you were like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. No, I appreciated the compliment, but I'm pretty sure it was more than that.
When you got into the House, I think probably our audience's understanding of Nancy Pelosi is kind of probably negative. I don't know. People hate Congress in general. Can you tell us a little bit about what she told you about being a woman in government? Why are you laughing? I meant to say that. Why is she laughing at me?
I don't know if she...
Did I say woman?
Are you an imposter? Yes. I think that's not a bad question.
How did I say it? Sorry. I've just never met someone in a Maroon 5 music video with Ellen and Gal Gadot and Millie Bobby Brown. Young Millie.
No, I mean, Pelosi is a fascinating person because, you know, she's...
It's interesting because Nancy Pelosi basically was the last, competent leader in the Democratic Party. Obviously, I consider her to be an ideological opponent, and her competence in many instances, paired with her neoliberal ideology, became a force to reckon with. However, and I've talked about this for years, if you remember back in the day, I would talk about this all the time. She was a very diligent, very good fundraiser, but also a very reliable whip. Now, of course, that sucks for the left flank because she would reliably whip votes against leftmost positions. Now, you just said she's a rabid Zionist supporter. This is true. This also makes the dynamic between her and ILHAN Omar and Rashida Tlaib even more fascinating because on the one hand, there were moments where she literally hang her out to dry when everyone was attacking her. But also on the other hand, they didn't vote to kick her off the first of all, she was placed on the Foreign Relations Committee, which is huge. That's like a decision that Nancy Pelosi partook in, okay, as a young congresswoman, okay, green, young congresswoman, and a Somali refugee who had negative opinions about Israel, very openly having negative opinions about Israel. Nancy Pelosi, being the smart tactician that she is, placed her on that committee in order to basically, get some loyalty in return. Like, this is the type of stuff that happens, I think, behind closed doors that are important to pay attention to.
An only daughter to a family of like many boys.
Yeah. It's
So
also a
she-
political family.
Yeah, and she had her own, I think, strengthening growing up with lots of brothers
Yeah.
in the same way that I did. She was very close